you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to be filming a new reading vlog. So last year I did a start of fall reading vlog. Joey wants to be in the video, where I basically just read a bunch of books that gave me the fall vibes to basically kick off the start of the fall season, which is my favorite season of all of the seasons. I had a lot of fun making that vlog last year, and so I definitely wanted to make an effort to make it again this year, and I just have some really exciting books that I'm planning on reading for this video, so let's just get into it. One of the books that is on my little TBR for this vlog I don't actually have yet. It came out today. It is The Library of Shadows by my good friend Rachel Moore. I have a copy pre-ordered. It is supposed to be coming hopefully in the next couple of days, so that is one that I'm definitely going to make sure that I read in this vlog. I'm literally so excited. I've read it before, but it's going to be so exciting to read it in its like final physical form, so I'm definitely excited to get to that one. But I do have some other options that I'm really excited about. Starting off with Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics. So I just finished watching all 7 seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the very first time, and I absolutely adored it, and I wish that there was more of it. And then I found out that there are comics that take place after the show. So this series is called season 8, so taking place right after season 7 of the show, and unfortunately my library only has the first 4 volumes out of 8 I think there are in this season 8 collection, so I only have access to the first 4, so I'm only gonna be able to read these ones, and I'm kind of sad about it because if I love them, then you know I'm kind of screwed and I don't have the other ones. But I have the first 4 volumes and I'm planning on reading some of them today. I don't know how many, but I've been dying to read these for the past couple of days, but I haven't been able to start this vlog, and I haven't wanted to read them without starting this vlog, so I'm very excited about these. Hopefully I love them. And then I have The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. This is a book that's been on my TBR for a very long time. I believe it was actually on my 2022 TBR last year, and I didn't get around to it, so I put it on my TBR for this year, and again I still haven't gotten around to it, so I really need to read this one. I don't know when this book takes place, but the cover gives me fall vibes. Obviously books give me fall vibes, so I'm hoping that this will be a good pick for this vlog, and hopefully it just, you know, gives me the cozy vibes, you know. I don't know, I'm excited to read this one, and I need to do it, so I figured this would be a good way to push myself to finally get to it. And then this one is going to look fairly obvious, and it's also kind of like a callback to last year's video, which is really exciting, but it is 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. This is the latest and maybe the final book, I actually don't know, in the Truly Devious series. So there is the original trilogy, which I read the first book of last year in the start of fall reading vlog, and then I did another vlog reading the other 2 books. So there's the original trilogy that follows one mystery, and then there's the 4th book, The Box in the Woods, which follows its own mystery, and then there's this one, which again follows its own mystery. Joey is just relentlessly rubbing his head against a box right now, but this one is the latest one, and I bought it at Barnes & Noble recently with their 50% off sale. And just obviously this cover is just giving like major fall vibes. There's literally fall leaves on the cover, so I figured this one was a really great option. Plus I just really loved reading Truly Devious last year in this vlog, and it did just give me the perfect vibes, so I think this one is going to be the perfect book to read in this video, so I'm really excited about this one as well. But I'm super excited for this video because I'm planning on doing a lot of fall themed things. I hope you guys are excited for this video. I know I am. So yeah, let's just get right on into it with reading Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I do have reading updates, and I'll give them to you later. I've only read one thing, but I have a very exciting package, and it's been so long since I've unboxed something on camera, but this is a very special package, and so I really wanted to unbox it. So obviously in the last talking clip I mentioned my friend's book, The Library of Shadows. Joey really wants to be here to unbox it, and it arrived today. I'm very excited. I must open it now. I am so tired. I honestly did not sleep a wink last night. Like I actually was up all night. I'm in a lot of pain right now. I'm on my period. I messed up my neck at a concert the other day, but I needed to unbox this on camera. Joey, get away from the tripod. I'm so excited to see this in person. Really, Indigo? This is not the kind of energy I need right now. My nail just came off a minute ago and I don't want it to come off again. Okay, it's gonna be one of those. Okay, it's not that bad actually. Stop. Stop. No, stop. I swear to God, whenever I unbox my friends' books, I act like I'm unboxing a copy of my own book. This is damaged, so that's a little annoying. Indigo, why would you do that? Oh my God, it's a real book. Like, I read this back in 2021, and I'm holding it, and it's perfect. Look at Mateo and SD. I can't. Oh my God. Stop. It's perfect. I could just cry. Like, I'm so excited. Stop. I need to dive into this immediately. Reading update that I promised you. A couple of days. I updated yesterday. It's felt like a very long week. So I did finish reading the very first Buffy volume, The Long Way Home, on the first day of this vlog. I don't know how I feel about it. On the cover it looks like they're designed to look like the actors, and it does not look like that on the inside. That's not a huge complaint. They still look like close enough to the characters from the show that it's like not hard to tell who's who. It's just they don't look like how they look like on the cover. But that's just like a minor thing. The art style is still very nice. This is a weird way to show it to you, but here we are. Overall, I find any kind of comic that has a lot of action in it very hard to follow, and this one was no exception. I found this one extremely hard to follow, and I don't know if it's a me thing because I guess I'm bad at reading comics, or if it's a problem with the comic itself, but I found it very hard to follow. I found that it like jumped from one thing to another and it wasn't very clear that it was happening. Like, it happened so many times that I genuinely thought that I was like missing pages, so that's not ideal. I honestly don't remember too much about what happens in this, but some things happen. Like, I think one part was a dream sequence, and I am still unsure of whether or not it was actually a dream sequence, and I hope that it was, because I don't want the thing that happened to have actually happened. I also just remember that there's like a whole plot line in this that they have like decoy Buffys. They have a couple of different slayers pretending to be Buffy, and in comic it's very hard to tell who's a decoy Buffy and who's the actual Buffy because they all look the same. It's not very clear what's happening, so I think because of that I've kind of not wanted to pick up the other ones, so I've not been reading. But also I went to a concert on Sunday and I really hurt my neck craning up to look at the artist on the stage, and it still really hurts. So I've been trying not to do things where I have to like stare down for too long or like stare up for too long. Like, I've just been trying to be very easy on my neck. So I might try to get to the second volume tomorrow, try to play some catch up, maybe even read the third one. Again, it all depends on how my neck is doing and if I can find like a position that's comfortable enough for my neck. I want to read the library, where is it? I want to read the Library of Shadows, but I'm gonna try to exchange my copy, I think, in Indigo tomorrow because mine's a little bit damaged. So if I can find a copy that is in better condition than mine, then I want to exchange it, so I don't want to start reading it until I get my actual copy. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm really tired. and my neck's in a lot of pain. So I'm gonna try to get some reading done tomorrow, but we shall see. But hey, I did decorate my shelves for Halloween today, which is making me very happy. It's looking very cute. Very happy to have the fall vibes starting, although the weather does not feel like fall, which is kind of depressing. Okay, so reading update. It's been a few days. I think I honestly don't even remember the last time I updated, but I've since read the second volume of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics. So this one is called No Future for You. Honestly, I don't have many feelings about this. I feel like I was able to more easily follow this volume, but story-wise, it was mainly focused on Faith, and while I do like Faith and I find her character kind of interesting, hi Joey, she's not necessarily my favorite. I'm also just in general not really caring or enjoying where the story is going, so that's unfortunate. But I do still have 2 more volumes left to read, so it's definitely my goal for the week to finish both of these. They take me like less than half an hour to read, so it's not that big of a deal, but you know what, I think I just need to come to terms with the fact that comics just really aren't my thing unless they are Archie comics. I just find comics like this hard to follow, which is so unfortunate. But also my favorite character, Spike, is not yet in these volumes. I think he does come in later volumes, but I googled it and I don't think I care for where his story is going to be in these volumes, so I might just Google what happens after reading these, especially since my library doesn't even have the remaining volumes for any of these comics, so like I'd have to buy them to know what happens, and I don't really feel like investing that kind of money into this. But in more exciting news, I have started reading The Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore. Obviously I've read this a couple of times already, but this is my first time reading it in its final physical form, which just has me so emotional. I just can't believe that I'm finally able to like hold this book in my hands and read it. I'm so proud of Rachel. I am on page 49. It's taking me a while to get through it because I am annotating it, and I've been taking my time annotating it and also allowing myself to stop to like do little doodles inside. Like I drew a little ghost right there in the corner, and then she had a description of like birch trees, and so I drew this like not great like kind of birch tree outline in the corner. And then there was a part where she was talking about like vines with like dainty purple flowers, so I did this pretty like design in the corner of the page that I'm actually quite happy with. So I'm just letting myself have fun with these annotations and letting myself take my time with them. However, I would really like to finish this book this week so that next week I can focus on the last remaining books on my TBR for this video, because I really want to get this video out for the beginning of fall. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, and I definitely want to spend some time later today getting to it, but I do have quite a few other things that I want to get done today. Mainly I want to get some writing done. This book just has like the perfect fall vibes in it. Rachel's descriptions are always one of my favorite things. I'm in love with this book, and it is like literally the perfect fall read. Like I could not have picked a better book for this video. Obviously I already knew that going into this though, like I've read it before. I know how atmospheric it is and how descriptive it is, and I know that it has those perfect fall spooky vibes, so I knew this was going to be the right book for this video. I'm just obsessed with it, and if you guys have not picked it up yet, I highly recommend that you do so, because it is just one of my favorite books, and I'm having such a fun time reading it. I'm going to go ahead and do some writing for most of the day. It's currently 11:43, so I have quite a bit of time to get some writing done. Okay, so I made it up to page 162 of The Library of Shadows today, and my goodness, I just love this book so much. Like I said earlier, it is just the absolute perfect book for fall. Just all of the autumnal descriptions and like settings, and I don't know, but we've finally gotten into like the crux of the story, like all of like the deep things that are going on. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but we've gotten into the meat, the juice of the story, and I'm just loving it so much. I've missed this world and these characters more than I even think I realized, but we've met some ghosts and things are happening, and I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I am just having the absolute best time reading this, and I'm having the best time annotating it, which I knew that I was going to because I had such a fun time leaving comments in the Google Docs when I was first reading this book. So I just knew that that was going to translate well into actually physically annotating it. But I'm having so much fun highlighting things. I've highlighted so much that my dad was sitting next to me while I was like highlighting a passage, and he was like, wow, I understand why you go through highlighters so quickly. What can I say? I'm just a very passionate, and I have a lot of things to mark down. My dad was like, what are you doing, tabbing the whole book? And I'm like, well, yeah, pretty much. Like, Rachel's a genius. I am just completely in awe of her like super clever writing style. I love Estee's voice, and I'm just, I love Mateo. I love this whole cast of characters. So I'm not gonna read any more of this tonight, simply just because I'm tired of annotating a little bit. Like, I don't feel like physically sitting here and like writing things down. So I think I'm gonna pivot and read the last 2 Buffy comics, and I think that's how I want to kind of end my night. Just finally just getting those out of the way. Wow, my hair looks crazy. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna read those. I'm not anticipating loving them, honestly. Kind of just reading them to read them, I guess. It's not like I'm not enjoying them. It's just, it doesn't hit the same as the show, which I didn't expect for it to. I don't know. It's just, it's not what I want it to be, you know? Okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read some Buffy. Page 197 of the Library of Shadows, and I love this book so much, which obviously I knew that, but like I love it so much. We've just gotten to some very intense moments. I am over the halfway mark now, so this is when, you know, things are really starting to happen, and we've just had a very, very intense encounter for our main character Esty, and it kind of ended with like some good things, but also ended with some bad things. I just realized my ambiance sound is still on, and I love it so much. I've been annotating a lot, obviously. You guys saw me doing some annotating. I also drew that book that I showed you guys, which isn't impeding a little bit on the words, making it hard to read, yes, but I can still read it. and that's all that matters. As long as I can read it, it's fine. I got a little bit carried away, but there was just a quote that I really liked, and I just felt like I had to draw something to represent it. So the quote is, "When you love someone, it's like building a library and filling the shelves." I just thought that was so cute, and it goes on longer and like whatever, but it's so good. I'm just in awe of Rachel's writing, always and forever. I love it so much. She has so many like clever and funny lines and clever metaphors. I'm just obsessed with it. I'm so obsessed with it, and like I am torn between wanting to take my time with this book because I love it so much, and also just like racing my way through it. I mean, obviously like I've read it before, so I know everything that happens, although some parts are a little bit fuzzy, but like for all intents and purposes I know what happens in this book, so I don't need to like rush through it in order to know what happens. But I'm a big fan of this book, and I just want to digest everything, and I think a big part of it for me right now is I just want to annotate everything, and I want to annotate the later parts of the book and things that happen. I'm having a grand old time. I love this book. I love the characters, and also today has such fall vibes. It's like one of the first like semi-cold days of the season. It's 17 degrees, so like that's still like getting to like warm temperatures, but like I can wear a sweater and not completely die. Am I a little bit warm right now? Yes, but it's not too bad, and I might even try to have a hot chocolate later, and if I have to have a fan to cool myself off while I'm drinking it, then so be it. I'm here for the vibes, you know? But yeah, like it's gloomy outside, and I've just been like staring out this window all day, and it's just making me really happy because it's like fall weather, and it's, oh, I cannot wait until we have like some rain. And I'm sitting at this window because it's just gonna be so beautiful and such a vibe to just like watch the rain. I've had a couple of experiences of it, but like not too intense, and I'm just excited to like sit here and read or sit here and write with the rain. It's gonna be so beautiful. Like look at the sky right now. Like it is cloudy and beautiful, and like just like the tree, and like there's like a little balcony here. Like just the vibes are immaculate. But it's almost dinner time, so I'm stopping here for now. I want to get to at least page 200 today, which is only like 3 more pages, but I want to read as much as I can so that I have as little as possible to read tomorrow, because I've got things to do tomorrow. Oh, I didn't even update. I did finish the Buffy volumes yesterday. I finished the last 2 that I had to read. It got a little weird, okay? I am not a huge fan of these comics, which I was really hoping that I would like them, okay? I was really hoping that I would like them, but unfortunately they just aren't for me. So this is now the second start of fall reading vlog in a row, because this happened last year too, where I read comic books based off of a show, or like a show was based off of, depending on which situation we're talking about, that I was really excited for and have not enjoyed. So that's a little bit tragic. I hope I learn my lesson for next year, and I hope that I don't try this experiment again, because clearly it's just not for me. But at least we are reading The Library of Shadows and loving it so much that it's balancing out the bad. And it's not like I hated them, they just weren't for me. Okay, so I have finished reading The Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore, and oh my goodness, I love this book so much. If that wasn't clear by like all of the raving I've already done about it in this vlog. But I finished it the other day, and I just had such a good time rereading it. Look at all of my tabs. There we go. Look at all of those tabs. I literally tabbed it, annotated it, to no end, and just had an absolute blast doing it. Like, I already knew this book was going to be the perfect book to read in this vlog to kind of get me into that fall mood, but my goodness, it really put me in the fall mood. I highly recommend, if you're gonna read this book, to have a library ambiance going on in the background, because just the vibes are so perfect, because most of this book does take place in a library. And so every time that I've read this book, I've often had like a library ambiance on in the background. It just really adds to the magical fall atmosphere that Rachel so perfectly sets up in this book. So because I've already talked about this book so much in this vlog, I'm not gonna say like too much more. But if you love ghost books, and if you like really clever humor and like metaphors and stuff, if you like really atmospheric descriptions and settings, if any of that sounds good to you, then pick up this book. I'm just always in awe of Rachel's writing style and her humor, and I love her characters, Mateo and Esty. I also love Posey and the whole group of paranormal investigators. They just bring me so much joy. So I don't know, I need you all to read this book. The blurb on the back from Lyndall Clipstone is like the perfect way to like describe this book. It says, Rachel Moore's beautifully written debut blends ivy-wreathed academic mystery with delightful rom-com wit. This is the perfect romantic read for a spooky new moon night. Perfect. I just like, if this cover doesn't sell you enough on the story or anything that I've said, like, then I don't know what's going to convince you. I need you all to pick up this book, give Rachel all of the love. I just wish that I could live in this world, minus like the creepy fades. No thank you, could do without them. So yesterday, since I finished The Library of Shadows the other day, I picked up The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. I got up to page 57 in this one. I don't have that many thoughts about this so far, just right off the bat. Not much has happened. Like, we're 57 pages in, and nothing particularly huge has happened except for one thing. I don't even know if I've described what this book is about. So this book, we follow our main character, Nina Hill. She works in a bookstore. She prefers the company of books to people, as I feel like most of us do, at least me. But the father that she never knew existed suddenly dies, and she's kind of inherited this big family that she never knew of, with all these brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and just all of these people that she never knew existed, and they're all really excited to meet her. So now she has to kind of like interact with this new family for the first time. And then also her trivia nemesis, because she's really into doing trivia, he's really interested in getting to know her more, and he's really cute. So lots of things going on. But so far, really, the only thing that's happened is she's found out that her dad has died, and she's just gotten into contact with her nephew, and she's about to like learn everything about her family. One thing I will say is the writing style of this book. It's third person, and I can't remember what the point of view is called when like the narrator is like kind of all-knowing. They speak as if like they know the main character, like, but it's like, that's where Nina Hill like lives, that's where Nina Hill works, and it's like it very much so reads as if someone is like actually telling you the story instead of like you're just reading it, if that makes any sense. And that's not my personal favorite writing style. So this one so far is not doing it for me in terms of the POV that it's written in, but I will say that there has been many instances where I've started a book, not gelled with the writing style or the like tense that it's told in, and then I've fallen so deeply in love with the book that it no longer matters. Like Get a Life Chloe Brown was like that for me, Red, White, and Royal Blue was like that. So I know that I can like get over it if I can get into the story. So I still have hope that I'm gonna love this book as much as I've always thought that I was going to. But yeah, I'm still very excited to continue reading this book. We are going to the States tonight for the weekend, and it's my plan to bring this book with me and read it like in the car and like while we're in the cabin and everything like that. But I'm also bringing a couple of books that are not on my TBR for this vlog, so I'm just gonna be reading them outside of the vlog. But I do hope to finish this book tonight. Tomorrow I don't really know. I might try to do some reading before we head out. I don't really know where my day is going to take me because I'm also bringing my laptop with me to the States, so I'm going to be doing some writing over the weekend as well, and we're also like going to be doing shopping and like doing whatever, so I don't really know exactly how much I'm going to be able to read, but it is my plan to at least finish this book. So I'm not going to be able to like update verbally on it while we're gone, but I will obviously tell you all of my thoughts when we come back. But yeah, I'm very excited for this weekend to do just a lot of reading and writing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I will leave you with one last thing, and that's please read The Library of Shadows. It is so good. Okay, so it's now Monday. We're obviously home from the States, and I have some updates for you. I have some things to haul that I'm very excited to share. So first, with the reading updates, I did manage to finish The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman over the weekend. I enjoyed this book. I unfortunately did not love it as much as I was hoping I would. I do think that because I didn't fully connect or vibe with the writing style, it created a bit of a separation between me and the story and me and the characters. But I will say I did get used to it as I read the book. It just isn't my favorite writing style. It's not personally something that works for me. However, I will get into some positives because I don't have any like specific negatives beyond me personally just not connecting with the writing style. But I did like the characters. I liked our main character Nina, and something that I did not know going into this book because it doesn't necessarily talk about it on the description, but she has anxiety, and I guess you can kind of glean from the back that, you know, she's a more introverted kind of person, but that doesn't necessarily equate to having anxiety. But I really enjoyed exploring anxiety through her character and through everything that she was going through, and experiencing that in a relationship setting as well. As a relationship started to develop with her trivia nemesis Tom, I just realized I'm not wearing rings and I feel really naked, so give me a second. Okay, I'm back with the rings and I feel like myself again. So I did really enjoy exploring that with her character, and if I was in the mood to tab and if I had had my tabs with me, there's definitely a lot of quotes about anxiety that I could have tabbed and taken note of, because there definitely were a lot of lines that I did like connect with that kind of like hit me, and I was like, oh my god, like I feel like that. Obviously the main point of this book is Nina connecting with this new family that she never knew existed. And I knew going into it that the romance wasn't the main focus of this book and that it was on the family and Nina herself as a character. But I'm just a romance girly at heart, and so obviously the thing that I connected with the most and the thing that I enjoyed the most was the romance, and I do wish there was a bit more of it. But I can feel that and also recognize that that was not the intent of the author or of this book, but it's just something that I personally would have liked to see more of. I loved the setting of the bookstore that Nina worked in. It was beautiful. I loved the vibes there. So I'm glad that I picked it up in this video in fall. I'm happy that I've finally read it. It's just not like my new obsession or anything like that, which I was kind of hoping it would be, but that's fine. Some books, you know, you just read and you're like, that was a good time, and then you move on, and that's one of those situations for me. So I just want to quickly share a couple of things that I bought while we were in the States. As you guys saw from the previous clips, we went to Half Price Books. So I bought one book, and I'm so excited to talk about it, and it is Gallant by V. Schwab. I had an arc of this book and I never got around to buying a finished copy of it. It's not my favorite V. Schwab book. I do enjoy it, and I do want to reread it, and I think I might try to pick it up this fall season, either next month or in November. I love V. Schwab and I did enjoy it, so I did want to add it to my collection. I just wasn't in like a huge rush to buy it, but I saw it there and I noticed this popping out of it, and so naturally I snatched it off the shelf and realized that it had two art prints in it that are just so stunning. They're black and white, they feel like a really great quality, and they're just so cool looking. And this book is just, oh, it's stunning. Like, just the cover in general is one of my favorite V.E. Schwab covers. I love the colors of it. I just love the whole vibe of it. I'm super happy to add this to my collection, and I can't wait to like have access to all of my books again, because I only have a few V.E. Schwab books with me. But I'll be very happy to put this on my V.E. Schwab shelf once we are in the new house. So I'm really happy that I managed to find this at Half Price Books. But that's all I bought there. But Friday night we went to Target, and I bought a new friend, and I am obsessed with him. So I bought a posable skeleton. Obsessed with him. I've been looking for a posable, like, small skeleton for a couple of years now, because I wanted him to like sit on my bookshelf, and I decided to name him. My dad actually named him, but we decided to name him Boney Maloney. I don't know why, but my dad said it, and it clicked. It felt right. So I would love you all to meet Boney Maloney. I often just call him Mr. Boney Maloney. Yeah, I'm obsessed with him. I think I'm gonna cut this tie thing off of his head though, because I don't want to like hang him from anything. And I think I'm gonna put him right here so that you guys can see him when I'm filming videos. Mr. Boney Maloney. We love him. He's the new star of the show, and he will now be in the background of the videos for fall time. But yeah, that's all that I bought. I've just been dying to share him with you guys all weekend, so love him. But I have one more book on my TBR for this video, and that is 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. I think I've saved, hopefully, the best for last. Save obviously the Library of Shadows, but like, I've read that before. This is a whole new experience to me. As you guys know, if you watched my fall vlog from last year, my Truly Devious vlog, where I read the second and third books in the series, I am obsessed with Truly Devious. It is one of my new favorite series. But the Box in the Woods, which is the 4th book, was not my favorite. I did still really enjoy it, but it's like its own mystery, because the original mystery was solved in the first 3 books. So it's just like a little standalone book following our main character Stevie, and it didn't hit the same. The vibes just were not the same. However, this one I feel like is going back to its roots for a little bit. It's not set at Ellingham Academy, which is the main setting of the first 3 books. It is their like senior year, and I do think we might see a little bit of Ellingham Academy, which I'm really excited about because I've missed it. But Steve and her friends end up going to London, I think, to study abroad, and I think that will be its own vibes. Like, I do think London in the fall time is just going to be such a good setting. So I'm very excited. I love these books. I love how they're told in kind of like that dual timeline kind of sense, where like we do see like parts of the original mystery as we also see Stevie trying to solve it. So I'm super excited to get into this. Okay, so I need to find a place for this on my bookshelf because I don't currently know where it's gonna go. So we're gonna do a little mini bookshelf organization. It's not gonna be anything intense. I just need to make room for this one book on my shelf. So let's do that. Okay, so basically all I did was I moved One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next from this shelf on to this one. So this shelf is now full and it looks great. I love my little painting that I did there of a ghosty. So cute. This shelf, however, I'm liking less than I did before. Gallant is just a really weird size, and I knew that going into this, but it's like a really weird size. So it doesn't really fit that great with them. So, but this is what it's looking like for now. got them. Oh, 3, 2, 1 action, quiet on set, come on. Okay, I am just over halfway through 9 Liars and I'm having a great time so far. It feels kind of weird, honestly, being back in this world with these characters because I feel like I've been away from them for so long, and that's because I haven't picked up a truly devious book in like around a year. So that's just wild that it's been that long. But I've missed this cast of characters so much, and I've just fallen back into like their stories so easily. Like being back with them, it just feels so natural and so right. In terms of the mystery though, I am very intrigued. I'm so intrigued. It's basically about this group of friends who all went to Cambridge together, and they went to one of the friends' like houses to have like a goodbye party for graduation, and then basically 2 of them end up dead and they don't know who did it. So Stevie has now been involved in trying to like figure stuff out for like a little bit now. She hasn't like fully like dipped her toes into trying to solve this mystery, but she's getting there. So I do think the pacing of this is going like a little bit slowly, but I don't mind. Like we're taking our time getting to everything. I don't remember if the other ones were like this as well. I just want to know like who the murderer is, because I don't have a single clue. I didn't have a single clue in the first 3 books of who like the killer was in that one. And then I had like a slight inkling of who it was in The Box in the Woods, and ended up being right, and that bothered me. So I'm hoping that I don't figure it out in this one, because I would much prefer to be like surprised. I did have like a fleeting thought of somebody, but I think it's way too obvious. But then again, it was a bit too obvious in my mind in The Box in the Woods, so it could really go either way here. But I just wanted to do a midway check-in because this vlog is way too long. I'm gonna get back to reading. I'm enjoying it. I'm very intrigued to know who is behind the murders. I think it's gonna be an interesting time, and I'm curious as well to see if I end up enjoying this book more than I enjoyed The Box in the Woods. I have less than 100 pages left in 9 Liars, and I have no idea what's going on. Like, I've tried so hard to like make theories while reading, and my mind is a complete blank. I honestly have such like admiration for people who write mysteries, but also people who like actually solve mysteries in real life as well, because I could never. My gut has been saying a few things this entire time, and I honestly just trust nobody. I don't trust a single person in this book involved in this situation. And I need to know what's happening, what's going on, but I really just wanted to make one final update before I finish this book. With less than 100 pages to go, things are about to come out and be revealed, and I have no idea how I'm going to react to everything and how it's all going to play out. Also, something happened with some characters a little while back, and if that is not resolved in a way that I like, I'm also going to be so mad. So hoping that that gets resolved. That's like one of my top priorities right now, is I need that situation to disappear. I need it to be okay again. But yeah, I really I'm gonna go back to reading, because I just need to know what's going on with this mystery and what the answers are to everything, because Stevie seems to know what's going on, and I don't. I have just finished reading 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. I have no idea what I just read. Like, obviously I do, but oh my god. Okay, so first of all, the mystery aspect, the murders. At one point, I did suspect the person who did it. I suspected them at one point early on, but to be fair, I did kind of suspect most people. I think there might have been only one person that I didn't suspect, or maybe 2 people that I didn't seriously suspect, but the person that did it I did suspect at one point. But that does not take away from my enjoyment of that. Like, I don't feel like I solved it and like I'm mad about that. I was pretty much suspecting everybody, so basically there was no escaping me being like, oh, like I suspected this person, because I suspected everybody. But I actually kind of like the way that it unraveled. I do feel like there's more to explore there. Like, I feel like we didn't get like a full resolution of it, and honestly I do kind of feel like the ending of this was a bit rushed. I feel like the ending was really quick, and we didn't get all the resolution that I would have liked to have. So I did some googling after I was done, and I realized there's a 6th book coming out. There's no release date, there's no cover, there's no nothing. This book came out I think almost a year ago. I know it came out in 2022, and I'm pretty sure it was like in the back half of 2022. So it's like, when's the next book coming? Because I didn't know that there was another one, and I feel like I had the same experience with The Box in the Woods. I did not know that there was another one until like I was done reading it, I think. So there's another book, and I'm flabbergasted by that. And literally, this was one of those books where you get to the last page and you're so into the story and you're not paying attention, and you read the last line, you go to flip the page, and then you realize that the book is over. I did not realize that the book was over until I flipped that page, and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean that that is how this book ends? If you guys have read this, then you know. But like, that thing that I was talking about that I needed to get resolved with the characters, was not resolved. It was almost resolved. I was almost happy. And then Maureen Johnson was like, haha, no, I'm not gonna give that to you yet. Yeah, I have no idea what that last book's gonna be. Like I said, there's no information on it. There's no title, no cover, no release date, no description, no nothing. So I don't know if it's gonna be like them back at Ellingham Academy. I can only assume so, but then like what mystery are they gonna cover? I don't know, but I can only assume that like that might be the last book. I just feel like this can't keep going on forever and ever, you know? But my god, I cannot believe that that's how this book ended. Maureen Johnson just continuously like shocks me and angers me, and I just, whew, I love the series. Anyways, but that does bring us to the end of this vlog. I know that it was a long one, so I do appreciate you guys sticking with me here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below and tell me what your favorite book to read is to transition you into the fall time, or tell me what genre you tend to gravitate towards in the fall time. I'd really love to know. Also, let me know if you've read any of the books that I've read in this vlog. I would also love to chat about that with you. Subscribe if you have not yet already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!